refused to co-sign my sister's mortgage after my parents went behind my back. And yes, we are still continuing to ignore the burn on my neck. This story came December 26th, 2024. I, 28 female, have been busting my butt for years to save for my own house. I work in software, so I make decent money, but it still takes forever to build up a good down payment. Meanwhile, my younger sister, 25 female, is in grad school with barely any credit. Our parents, both mid-50s, found a house near them and decided that she needs it. They made an offer without telling me, and now the deal only goes through if I co-sign. The problem? I had no clue that they would do this. My parents basically dropped a bomb. Quote, "You have the best credit score, co-sign so your sister can get the house." They also hinted that I should chip in for the down payment because you've got the money. If I co-sign, I'll be on the hook if my sister can't pay. She's still in school, has debt, and zero backup plan. The bank might also reject my future mortgage application since they'll see that I'm already tied to another loan. But my parents say that I'm selfish and forgetting family values. My sister's calling me a monster for leaving her stranded, and my mom threatened to cut off any future financial help, like wedding money, if I don't help right now. Some relatives think it's insane my parents tried to rope me into this after they already made the offer. Others say that I should just do it for the family's sake. I feel guilty, but also mad that they put me in this spot. Am I the a-hole for protecting my own finances, or are they wrong for strong-arming me into co-signing a mortgage I never wanted in the first place? This is crazy. It's crazy to me that you are actually sitting here asking yourself if you're in the wrong for not wanting to do that. Your sister's not stranded. Why can't she rent? I'm not understanding. Like, no. I have so many thoughts and feelings about how wrong this is. Okay, I need to keep reading. Then she made an edit on this post. "I'm actually adopted. I forgot to mention in my confused and angry state. My parents adopted me when I was very young because they had been struggling to conceive. A few years later, they had my younger sister naturally, which was a huge deal to them. She was their miracle baby. Ever since, it has felt like my role in the family became the older adopted one, while she was the golden child who could do no wrong. Growing up, I was expected to pitch in more, be more responsible, and generally look out for my sister. I worked my butt off in school, snagged scholarships, and eventually landed a good job in software. All the while, I felt like my family mostly saw me as the fallback option in case anyone needed financial or emotional support. Now that I'm actually building my own life, saving for a house, focusing on my career, I'm realizing how my success just makes me look like a bigger piggy bank to my parents. The more independent I become, the clearer it is that I need to separate myself from the constant guilt trips and the unspoken expectation that I will always bail them or my sister out. I love them, but I can't keep sacrificing my own future to maintain a dynamic where I'm never the priority. So thank you all for the wake-up call. Updates to come." You said it best yourself. You need to do what is best for you. I'm shocked about this situation. Truly, genuinely, completely in utter disbelief that this is actually a thing that's happening. But let's get some more information because OP responded to a lot of comments, so let's see. Someone commented, "Why didn't OOP's parents co-sign the loan?" OOP responded and said they have financial strains and they don't want to take on that risk. And they don't have the best credit either. Next comment, someone asked, "Why didn't OOP's parents help her with buying a house?" Yeah, like where was your help at 25 years old? Where's my house? OOP responded, "We were at odds due to another family issue." Next comment. "So your sister is the golden child and you are not. Don't co-sign the loan. Tell your parents to give your sister the wedding money, and since your finances won't be a dumpster fire, as they would if you co-sign the loan, that you'll pay for your own wedding, and we'll be sure to send them a picture since obviously they won't be there. Tell them how much you appreciate them freeing you from having to take care of them as they age, since that will fall 100% on your sister. Not the a-hole, but your family is really toxic." There's always savage comments, man. But some people might fully agree with that. OOP responded and said, "Probably something I should have said, but was blinded." My phone is on Do Not Disturb, so how is someone calling me right now? Let me just tell him I'm filming. "Hello, I'm filming right now." Apologize to the people. Matt says sorry, everybody. Okay. My phone's on Do Not Disturb, so I don't even know how I'm getting this phone call. Clearly, I'm being disturbed. Okay, bye. My phone is literally Do Not Disturb is on. That's supposed to block all notifications, including phone calls, no? Anyways, next comment. Absolutely do not cosign. Not the a-hole if you refuse. Let your mom not pay for your wedding. If she's threatening now, she will again. In the end, she probably won't. But that's not the main reason not to cosign. The main reason is there is a huge chance you will be in debt for that house, and that is not yours. Next comment. Terrible idea. Why does she need a house right now if she has barely any credit and she is mid-grad school? An apartment sounds like what she needs. That's what I said. Next comment, lock down your credit score and make sure they can't use your information anyway. My sister had hers trashed by the ex because he would take out loans in her name. I have seen parents do this as well, regardless of the child's age or consent. That's crazy. We have an update, and it came the very next day. We are at December 27th, 2024. Oh man, I just realized that all this stuff is happening like right at Christmas time. Wow, holly and jolly over here in this household. Merry Christmas to me. Terrible. Okay, so here's where I'm at. I am absolutely not signing my sister's mortgage, and I'm definitely not pitching in for any down payment. This whole thing was the final push I needed to realize how messed up our family dynamic has been for ages. I mean, I've always known it was bad, but having them basically try to volunteer me and my finances without even asking just crossed a line that I can't ignore anymore. I'm done. I have decided to cut ties. I'm already in the process of dropping any financial entanglements we might have, cutting off shared accounts, making sure they can't use my information for anything, and basically scrubbing them from my finances. My job lets me work remotely, so I'm planning to move out of state soon. That was always in the back of my mind, but now it feels urgent. I need space, distance, and a real shot at a normal life without the constant guilt trips. I am also locking down my credit, freezing it, changing passwords, everything. I'm not taking any chances that someone might try to open a line of credit in my name. I've seen enough horror stories, and I'm not about to become one. Thankfully, I am not alone in all this. My close friends have become incredible. They are basically my real family at this point, helping me pack, offering me a place to stay if I need it, reminding me that I'm not crazy for wanting to protect my future. They've been the biggest source of support, and I'm honestly so grateful to have them in my corner. So yeah, that's it. I'm not signing. I am leaving. I'm done. If my family wants to blow up at me for abandoning them, so be it. I've got to look out for myself, my credit, and my sanity. Here's to hoping things only get better from here. See, that's what I'm hoping for, but when there's a lot of updates after, it's usually not how it goes. I'm really proud of her though. I really am. I feel like a proud older sister. Like, yes, girl, look after you. Woo, root for you. Anyways, let's check out the comment section now. Someone wrote, be sure to freeze your credit with all 3 boroughs and freeze your social security number as well. Very helpful advice. Now, the next comment, OOP clarifies the timeline on when she was adopted into the family. OOP wrote, honestly, it's not as dramatic as it sounds. We're 3 years apart in age. I'm older, but my adoption was finalized around the time my sister was toddler aged. The process itself had started earlier, and it wasn't all done in one day. My parents had me placed with them before it was legally official, so by the time the paperwork went through when I was 6, she was already 3. It's just a messy timeline that happens when adoption, fertility struggles, etc. I forget all the details sometimes. My apologies. Next comment, I would also contact the financial institution that is issuing the mortgage and tell them you are not involved in any case that they may forge your signature. They have your social security number and they may have already had the bank run your information. That would be cruel if someone did that, and illegal, no? The next update came the next day. I didn't expect it to turn into a bigger mess. After deciding not to co-sign the mortgage for my sister, I started taking extra precautions with my finances, locking down my credit, pulling my full credit reports like you all suggested. I wanted to be absolutely sure that no one could use my information without me knowing. That is when I stumbled upon an active credit card I did not open. Some of you guys warned me, and I guess I wasn't fast enough to lock it down. It has been around for a couple of years now. It was being used, but I'm assuming my parents wanted to keep it from me with the intention of using it as leverage. As of yesterday, the statements show purchases that look a lot like household expenses. The billing address on file points right back to my parents' home. I confronted them via text because I'm currently a couple hours away with a close friend. They claimed I benefited from these expenses, which doesn't make much sense, like how I did because they never helped me with setting up my own apartment. Also, it explains why they assumed I'd be okay with co-signing. Turns out they've been using my credit for a while now. Needless to say, I feel completely betrayed. This wasn't some tiny oversight. My parents have been quietly using my name to fund their expenses. Now I'm talking to a professional to figure out whether I should dispute the charges or close the account outright without tanking my own credit in the process. It's nerve-wracking realizing how they went behind my back even before this mortgage BS. At this point, I'm even more determined to move out of state to get distance from all of this. My job is thankfully remote friendly, so relocating won't wreck my career. My friends have been amazing, offering support so I don't completely lose my mind. If it weren't for them, I'd be a mess right now. I'm not trying to be vindictive or overdramatic, I just need to protect myself. Nobody here thinks you are being overdramatic, and that's coming from someone who overreacts to 90% of things in life. The trust is gone, and I don't see how I can maintain a healthy relationship with people who thought this was okay. It's sad, and I wish it didn't come to this, but I've got to prioritize my own future. I'll let you know if anything else major happens, but for now, I am focused on fully separating my finances from my family, getting ready to move, and making sure I don't pay the price, credit-wise, for something I never agreed to. It's scary, but I'm hoping it'll be worth it to finally have a life and a credit score of my own. That's so sad though. You got betrayed from parents who adopted you, who were supposed to protect you and care for you and have your best interest in mind. Shame on them. And now you have to mourn the loss of your adopted family on top of all this. Oh, I'm pissed. Let's see what the comments are saying now. Someone commented, well, if they opened a credit in your name, that is considered identity theft. You should file a police report, let the chips fall where they may. Next comment, hang in there. Don't forget to check with checks system to make sure they haven't used your name to sign leases and utilities that won't show up in a regular credit bureau check. Man, if you ever need advice, go to Reddit. Next comment, if there is debt left on the card, then you should contest that with the credit card company. You want that debt to come off your credit rating. This also reads like identity theft. You have grounds for reporting your parents to authorities. Next comment, file a police report now. You are not liable for any of this and can get it wiped through the courts, but the first step is reporting the identity theft. Do you think she's gonna report her parents to the police? Ooh, I don't know. Luckily, we have an update that came very recently. Oh. Let's hydrate first though. You have to take a sip of water if you want to hear the rest of the story. That's the rule. And I'll never know if you actually do, and you can totally lie to me in the comment section, but we're building trust here. I'm gonna trust and take your word for it. Anyways, drink your water. You need it. Cheers. I just spilled water all over the floor. Well, my floor needed to hydrate too. Sharing is caring. So my brother was in Toronto yesterday, and we randomly decided to go check out a comedy show at night. And I've never been to a comedy show in Toronto. It's been on my list to go check out local comedians because I love, supporting any kind of artist or performer or entertainer out there. And before the show started, we were both saying, while we were sitting there waiting for the comedians to come out, we were like, we could never be comedians. There's no money in this world you could pay me to write up some material, get out in front of a crowd and try to make people laugh. No freaking way. I could never do that. I give so much props to comedians because humor is so subjective, and what one person would find funny, another one won't. And even thinking of social settings, if I make a joke and no one laughs, it's I want to bury myself in a hole. So anyways, could not be me. Could you guys be a stand-up comedian? Terrifying. No way. All right, so the next update was October 29th, 2025, 10 months later. Last year, I cut my parents off and I thought that was the end. They tried to force me to co-sign that mortgage for my younger sister and then called me selfish when I refused, and I found that credit card that they opened in my name at their address. I froze my credit, shut everything down, moved out of state, and told myself, done. No more access. I was wrong. This week, a letter from the county recorder shows up about a newly recorded deed of trust, quote, with my updated address. I pull the record, my full legal name as a co-borrower, a signature that is supposed to be mine, and a hometown notary stamp. Quote, but she'll lose her house. If your roof depends on a forged co-borrower, you never had a house. You had a countdown. I did not apply for this loan. I did not sign this loan. I was not even in the same state the day they claimed. I sat with a notary. I called the lender's fraud department and I asked for the e-sign audit trail. The IP used for my signature, my parents' Wi-Fi. Criminals. Disgusting. Go to jail. Bye-bye. Your sister can just share a cell at that point. Ooh, I'm angry. Too far? Too far. I emailed the notary. She replied in writing that she, quote, saw me over FaceTime and matched my ID from a photo my mom provided. That is not legal. That is, I didn't do my job and now I'm part of the crime. Here's what I have. The deed listing me as a co-borrower, the fake signature and stamp, the lender's e-sign audit with their IP, records placing me out of state, and last year's police report from the secret credit card. So you did make a police report. So I acted. I filed a police report for identity theft and forgery with exhibits. I filed a state notary complaint with her written admission. I filed a FTC identity theft affidavit, set a fraud packet to the lender demanding removal of my name and treating the acknowledgement as defective. So wait a second. The lady who you called about this said, oh, I saw you on FaceTime with, they showed a piece of your ID or something. Surely that's not how it works. Surely that's just identity theft's dream. All you have to do is steal someone's ID, hop on a FaceTime and show it? That can't. No. Extended my 7-year fraud alert, refroze all boroughs, locked my USPS address, and opened a P.O. box. I retained a lawyer, sent my parents a written cease and desist, stay out of my finances. All contact is email only. I'm not giving them time to fix it quietly. I'm not offering a refinance window. I'm not protecting them so my sister doesn't have to move. If this loan collapses, it is because they built it on my stolen identity. That is on them. But she'll lose her house. If your roof depends on a forged co-borrower, you never had a house, you had a countdown. This is absolutely ridiculous, and I feel like I'm out of my mind. I thought this was all behind me. I guess not. I've had some amazing help over the last year trying to piece my life back together, but things are so crappy right now. I don't care if she ends up homeless. F them. I am so done. She won't be homeless. She'll be in jail. Although her sister quite literally probably has nothing to do with this, right? Well, her name would be on it. Let's see how pissed off Reddit is now or what they are thinking about this. Someone commented, family identity theft basically puts people in a position that they have to threaten the family members whose identity they have stolen to avoid getting reported and going to prison. There's no other way. I wonder if the notary worked for the title company. If so, that's another layer of effed up. Next comment that replied to this said, I'm betting the notary is a family friend. Next comment. Yeah, my guess is that the family told her that OOP was fine with it, but couldn't attend, and she went with it. Yeah, it's probably someone they know. When confronted by OOP, she panicked and came up with that random excuse. Next comment, I'm betting they used a picture of the sister and the sister signed. A surprising number of people, even professionals, won't double check a mom. The number of stories I've heard about a mom getting access to a bank account or medical records without consent is insane. Next comment, it is shockingly easy to access other people's medical records. Most doctor's office only ask for a name and date of birth to verify a person, and that's it. You can get whatever info you want at that point. I have a lot of concerns with the system here. Next comment, it's a major crime on her end though. She messed up and will never work as a notary again for sure. Literally everything she notarized is now subject to challenge. Yeah, that woman just lost her whole career at that point, for sure. And you can thank your little family friends there who did something illegal and you participated. I am definitely going to be keeping my eye on this because I want to know, does she go to court? Does she win this case? Do they end up in jail? I'm invested because I'm pissed off for her and I want to see the final outcome. So stay tuned. I'll keep my eye out. It's pretty fresh. We'll see what happens. Stay classy out there. Stay sassy. Bye.